Rufus and Lily, take a look in the mirror because you're getting out-parented by Anne and Howie.
Yeah. You're getting out-parented by Anne and Howie Archibald. Oof.
Hey, Upper East Siders and all you scandal-loving listeners out there. You've just tuned into the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, where the coffee is strong, the waffles are fresh, and the gossip is hotter than ever. My name is Leif, and I'm your seasoned Gossip Girl veteran.
And I'm Steve, the newbie, the greenhorn, I don't know, Leif, now that we're in season 4, where do I stand?
I don't know, but what do you say we find Juliet and get us a little frontier justice?
Sure, I actually thought I'd be the last person you wanted by your side, but let's do it.
Okay.
So here's the deal, folks. Leif has been watching Gossip Girl since it first aired, and I'm tuning in for the first time. And together, we're your dynamic duo, bringing you all the drama, romance, and sometimes questionable fashion choices of this iconic 2007 series.
Bring your magnifying glasses because each week we're dissecting every juicy detail of the show, one episode at a time. We'll connect the dots, uncover those sneaky little Easter eggs, and of course, serve up some piping hot behind-the-scenes tea. And expect some iconic fandom moments too, because what's a deep dive without a little drama?
And since we are all about inclusivity here at the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, there is always a seat for you at the Non-Judging Breakfast table. So go ahead and grab a mimosa, a cup of coffee, or roll up something from Chuck's stash, and let's go ahead and get started.
Before we get into the episode...
What is it now?
We have an email from a friend of the podcast, Jaden.
Oh, hello, Jaden.
I wanted to give my stance on season's Thanksgiving episode, Gaslit, mainly with what they do to Jenny and Vanessa's characters. And I can already hear you guys getting upset at Vanessa from a distance. And as a Vanessa lover, I was upset with her too, but I wasn't mad at her per se, more mad at the writers at the direction they took with her character in this season, and for most of the entire show. 'Cause I believe Vanessa has every right to hate Serena since Serena did kiss Dan while he was still with Vanessa, and Serena never apologized for it. I didn't mind the petty revenge, which by itself is not one of the worst things on this show. Chuck literally assaulted women on the regular, but Vanessa and Jenny were not responsible for Juliet drugging Serena when they literally had no idea. And the fandom seems to forget that because they hate both girls so much. Truly, the only horrible thing Vanessa did was put the blame on Jenny so she'd still have Dan in her life, even if it meant throwing his sister under the bus. That was what I was upset at Vanessa about. Even if I gave her the slight benefit of the doubt because Juliet planted thoughts in her head that led her to do that. As for Jenny, these writers could not let her leave on a good note after being in episode 6. And the fandom also tends to misinterpret Jenny's actions here. She only came back to help Vanessa, to get revenge for Vanessa, because Vanessa was one of the few people that didn't hate Jenny by the end of season 3. I believe Vanessa was pretty grateful to find out she was cheating on, even if the circumstances and motives weren't entirely pure. And people try and say Jenny wanted revenge on Serena because of Nate when there was nothing explicitly stating that. She believes what Vanessa and Juliet told her, and how the NJBC humiliated Vanessa at the ballet. And Jenny already dislikes Blair and Chuck, doesn't care for Serena, and she probably stopped caring what Nate thought of her long ago. I would go into deeper detail about that another time, but anywho, it just felt so heartbreaking to see Jenny's reaction to Vanessa betraying her. That was the final nail in the coffin. I was surprised they managed to even rebuild a relationship after the whole letter, heart, dress stuff with Nate back in season 2. So this was way worse. And my last input is how much I hate how this show villainizes all the poor characters or makes the villains poor while the rich are the heroes. As much as I dislike Juliet, the way the main 4 were ganging up on her in 4Rs08 was not iconic to me as the rest of the fandom deems it as. It was just kind of gross. Plus Blair being a loser again by trying to banish someone. So for Jenny and Vanessa, I cut them slack, not only because of their lack of role in the drugging Serena part that Juliet intentionally left out, because both girls would not have joined said plan if they heard of it, but also because of how the writers frame them as bad guys and how they're seen by the fandom.
Thank you for writing in, Jaden.
Yes, we really appreciate it.
You can send emails to nonjudgingbreakfastpod@gmail.com. We are here to talk about Season 4, Episode 10, Gaslit. Original air date was November 29th, 2010. And this was based on the 1944 movie Gaslight, directed by George Cukor and starring Charles Boyer and Ingrid Bergman.
I've heard of this movie. In fact, this movie where the term gaslight comes from?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so the description of the movie is 10 years after her aunt was murdered in their London home, a woman returns from Italy in the 1880s to resume residence with her new husband. His obsessive interest in the house rises from a secret that may require driving his wife insane.
Yeah. And I remember us talking a little bit about it. It's so fitting, though. This whole ploy, it's really fitting for this episode.
Which was written by Robert Hull and co-written by Josh Safran.
You could feel the heavy hand of Safran. And Hull's done some other big ones, too, hasn't he?
So he has done The X-Files, It's a Wonderful Lie, The Grandfather, The Lost Boy, Treasure of Serena Madre, The Lady Vanished, Doctor Strangelove, and Goodbye Columbia.
So that's 2 Thanksgiving episodes.
Yeah.
2 previous Thanksgiving episodes, both really good ones, which I really liked. The Lost Boy, is that the Yale?
No, that was season 3. That's the the second. Yes, the second episode at NYU. So that's
with Georgina.
Yeah, when Dan's hooking up with her.
Yeah. Okay. I think that was fun.
Yeah.
I can't remember anything that I didn't like about the Georgina episodes in season 4.
I really liked the early NYU episodes, but it kind of got stale.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Although, as I said, I liked the tone of season 3 being a little more grown up. When they're not dealing with the Columbia stuff this season and they're doing stuff that is more detached from that, I tend to like it a little more, if that makes sense.
Well, get ready to enjoy it because they're gonna just keep phasing college out.
Oh, are they?
It's just gonna go away.
I'm okay with that at this point. I feel like they tried to do a continuation of a high school show and just never found the right footing for it. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I wish they would have just done a time jump like One Tree Hill did.
Oh, yeah.
They literally skipped 4 years after high school.
Oh, that's interesting. Interesting, because then you could just come back and everybody's...
That first season back was a lot of flashbacks of what the people were doing.
In college.
Some in college, some not in college.
Well, during the 4 years,
Yeah.
I mean, you're right.
But it allowed them to spread out and go to different places.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
And this episode was directed by Tate Donovan. Does that name mean anything to you?
It does, and I'm not touching on why.
He's mostly known as an actor.
Right. I was going to say, he's an actor.
He was in Love Potion #9. He was also on The OC as Jimmy Cooper.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And, he was like a...
Jimmy Cooper's the dad, right?
Yeah.
Misha Barton's dad?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's a good actor. I've liked him.
And in the 90s there, he was a Hollywood Lothario kind of guy, too. He did Jennifer Aniston and a couple other starlets. But on The OC, at a certain point, his character gets written off, but he remained friends with Josh Schwartz, and Josh Schwartz gave him a shot at directing, and he's done a few other things. He's done, he did The OC a few episodes. He did a few episodes of Nip Tuck, Glee. This is his first of 2 episodes doing a Gossip Girl.
Is Nip Tuck Schwartz?
No. That and Glee are actually both Ryan Murphy shows.
Oh, okay. Good directing, too.
Yeah.
I thought there was a lot of good stuff in this episode, especially performance-wise.
Yeah. This was a real... Spoiler for the grades. This was a very good episode.
Yeah. I actually, for some reason, kind of... You told me when we first started this podcast that Thanksgiving is always a big deal and that those episodes are always huge. This one snuck up on me. I knew we had to be getting to Thanksgiving.
And this is also the first time it's on a 10th episode of the season, which is the Dan Serena episode.
Right. Yeah.
Which was definitely in full effect this episode.
Yes. Yeah. So just all of that kind of came around. So
why don't you go ahead and give us that Vulture recap?
All right, here we go. Traditions can be wonderful, but as the eponymous narrator of the greatest show of our time sagely observed, traditions can also become habits, and habits, like, say, annual fests of extreme gluttony, can be unhealthy. In last night's Thanksgiving episode, Blair managed to avoid indulging in two of her most potent vices, Chuck and her father's pie. The rest of our crew was not as lucky. Dan continued his annual tradition of falling back into doomed love with his now stepsister, Serena. Nate, once again, fell into the trap of believing his father and had really changed this time. For real. Lily continued to believe her daughter is the same drugged-out, crazy person she was 4 odd years ago, despite copious amounts of evidence to the contrary. And the Gossip Girl writers continued their tradition, started just this year, of letting Juliet run amok beyond the fringes of all logic or reason. And they also kept up their ongoing tradition of driving us crazy with things that are hopelessly unrealistic and, at the same time, including details that are uniquely true to life.
So, we go into Act 1 for the Gossip Girl monologue. Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday. As always, I'll be spending it giving thanks for the bounty of secrets I've been harvested from you this year. But leave a place for me at your table. I'll be back for just desserts. After Gossip Girl reaffirms her traditional day off for Thanksgiving, read over a montage of the Thanksgiving Day parade, we open with Dorota and Blair discussing her trip to Paris. Dorota thinks Blair is avoiding Serena and Chuck, but of course, she denies it. Dorota forces the issue by suggesting they drop off a pie for Serena on the way to the airport.
This was a great opener. I loved this pie isn't for you, and it's not to take with you. It's to drop off at the Woodsens. Dorota just making sure... Dorota putting it out there, knowing Blair is a softie for tradition, and knowing that she's a softie for Serena.
And we get to meet baby Anastasia.
Yes, and we meet baby Anastasia for the first time, who is now learning pain in the ass in Polish. That look, when she whispers to the baby, and you see Blair out of focus in the background, flipping her head around to look, it was just... The whole episode, the whole tone of the episode was just set right here.
Eric is watching Rufus set the table. Eric seems worried about Serena and wants to go to Blair's to talk to her. Lily overhears and tells Eric he will do no such thing.
Lily. Classic Lily.
Yeah, she's pretty rough in this episode.
Yeah, yes. And we'll get to more of her because I think she had a phenomenal episode, but yeah. Kelly Rutherford had a phenomenal episode.
Dan and Vanessa are pie shopping in Brooklyn. Dan invites Vanessa, but she is unsure about seeing Serena. Dan confirms that he and Nate have no plans to pursue her any longer.
They're both pretty much over and done with it.
Nate is calling his dad to announce that he is stopping by before heading to grandfather's Thanksgiving. How he is still disappointed that Anne hasn't come to see him. After the call, Nate bumps into his mom's lawyer, who is delivering divorce papers.
I love that one of the huge consistencies of this show is how terrible of a liar Nate is. How he's like, well, she's not home. She's getting her hair cut. Now, you could have stopped that she's not home, which already doesn't sound believable. But she's now getting her hair cut on Thanksgiving.
Gotta look good for the grandfather.
Right.
Blair and Dorota arrive at the penthouse and Chuck is already there. Chuck and Blair are friendly but reserved. Lily enters and welcomes Blair. When everyone realizes that Serena isn't with any of the others, they begin to actually worry for her.
Yeah, this was sweet with Chuck and Blair. Like, we're going to run into each other. I'm not staying. We need to get used to this. And also them all realizing that nobody knows where Serena is.
Yeah. Now they're actually worried.
Yeah, now they're actually worried. Which it does make sense that they weren't worried earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
Well, they all thought she was somewhere else.
Right, exactly. Which, for all of the shit that I'll give everybody later for not listening to Serena at all ever during this episode, at that point, it is like Serena.
Yeah.
It is Serena to hop on a plane to Spain because everybody's mad at her.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, really, Lily thought she was at Blair's.
And
Blair
thought she was home.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to hide is Serena.
Yeah. Serena wakes up in a daze, surrounded by liquor and pill bottles. She dials 911, announces she has no idea where she is, and she needs help.
I wake up in this hotel room. There's a phone. I dial 911. I don't know how I got here, and I need help.
I'm Serena Vanderwoodsen.
Yeah.
She remembered Dan's lesson.
Yes, I'm Serena Vanderwoodsen.
Come find and help me.
Yeah. Of the Vanderwoodsen Bass Rhodes family. Humphrey, Klaus.
And we move into Act 2. Nate asks Dan to come to his house to talk about the divorce papers. Dan says his own parents are much happier post-divorce. Nate is just confused by the fact that Anne stayed with the captain for all this time, only to divorce him right before he gets out.
I really like this scene. I thought it was... Dan, and throughout this whole episode, his wisdom in general. This just being like, this isn't your fight.
Yeah.
This isn't your battle. And Nate being like, she hasn't tried. He already talked to Howie earlier on the phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
They already had that conversation.
Yeah.
Which I actually meant to bring up, that it was once again Howie putting his shit on his kid again. Like right back to old Howie putting his shit on his kid. But here's Nate feeling the responsibility of bringing his parents together, and Dan being like, it's not you. You can't do anything, and it's on your parents. And Nate has a solid point. My mom has had 2 years to do this, and she's doing it now without ever actually going to visit him, without ever actually trying to see his progress.
Yeah.
So Nate has a good point. I also just really liked Dan's, and I loved at the end when he's like, and thanks for your advice. No, never mind. Your advice sucked.
Dan gets a call from Rufus letting him know Serena is in the hospital and keep the news in the immediate family for now. Dan says he's on his way.
Which, the keeping the news in the family for this thing, Nate is one of Serena's best friends. One of her 3 best friends. Chuck is her stepbrother. Blair is her best friend. The only person in Serena's life who is not included in this is Nate. And I just kind of felt like, if I were Dan, I'd be like, hey, it's just Nate, and I'm with Nate. I kind of got to tell him.
I mean, I kind of get that. The other thing is they are still kind of competing for Serena. Also, I mean, Blair probably wouldn't have been there if she hadn't been at the apartment when they found out.
Yeah, I get that too. That Blair was, but because she was, is why I was thinking.
And Dan didn't know that, though.
Yeah, that's true. I'm also going to say this. Matt Settle had a good episode. I thought that this was some of his better acting in general, because I found him to do a lot of reacting instead of, like, Matt looked distraught, but it just felt like really natural, like, and there's a scene coming up that I'll get into it more, but I liked Matt Settle in this episode.
At the hospital, Blair, backed by Chuck and Eric, is trying and failing to get news on Serena from a nurse.
Yeah. You're a kid. You're just her friend. Chill.
Rufus finds Lily on the beach and comforts on the beach.
I was thinking
Rufus finds Lily
classic Lily. Oh, Serena's in the hospital. I'm going to the beach.
Rufus finds Lily on a bench and comforts her. When Lily gets up to get some coffee, Rufus calls Jenny to let her know what's going on. Jenny, clearly shocked by the news, says she is coming right away.
And Jenny here thinking she's responsible immediately. Jenny, the only one taking any accountability for what happened to Serena.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Vanessa arrives for Thanksgiving dinner. Thanksgiving dinner at the penthouse, and only Dorota and her baby are there. Vanessa gets a text from Jenny that reads, "Serena in trouble. We screwed up. Coming home." Vanessa calls Dan, and it goes right to voicemail.
Yeah, and she's like, maybe you should ask Mr. Humphrey what's going on. Dorota. Yeah, I'm a little surprised Dorota recognized Vanessa because she's only seen her like twice, 2-3 times. I guess Vanessa just always happens to be around, even when it's inappropriate for her to be.
Dan arrives at the hospital and has a distraught conversation with Blair about Serena.
I loved the chemistry with Dan and Blair this whole episode. They were fantastic. Every time they shared scene time, it was masterful.
The doctor finds Rufus and Lily and lets them know that Serena will be physically fine after the overdose, but wants to see if they are willing to put Serena into a forced stay in rehab. They learn that Serena had antidepressants in her system. Lily is worried that she ignored her daughter in the middle of a mental health crisis.
I don't believe they said that the antidepressants were in her system. They said that
they were in the room.
Them in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't actually test for any of the drugs in her system, it seems, because they may have seen that it was like fucking formaldehyde or something, ether or something, and that knocked her out. But this is where
I love the look that Lily gives Rufus after he says, "Not that we're aware."
We're aware of.
And she's like, "What? How dare you?"
And I loved that line. I honestly think that was one of the best lines in the episode, and it seems like such a throwaway line. But it's like, is she battling depression? No, absolutely not, is Lily's response. And Rufus has to be like, we don't know. Yeah. We don't live with her.
Yeah.
We haven't seen her in months. The last time you guys have had a grown-up conversation, you
tried reverse psychology on her.
You sent her into the arms of another man, or you got her to. God damn it, the reverse psychology, for fuck's sake. But seriously, you've never really been a full-time mom to her, and now for the past 4-6 months, you haven't been around each other. So, yeah, you don't know if she's battling depression. And Rufus saying that, and Rufus just laying that blanket on it, like, no, not that we know of, I thought was just a very important way, and such a great, again, the reaction from Rufus, and the way that he responded with that, I just thought really drove home the lack of relationship even more with Lily and Serena at this point.
And next we get a quick scene where Nate confronts his mom about the divorce papers and kind of convinces her to give Howie a chance.
Yeah, and
or at least tries to. He doesn't know he succeeded yet.
Yeah, she's still skeptical. She takes the papers from him. And again, Nate's not asking for anything out of line, I don't think. I think a conversation is a reasonable thing to ask. And the other thing, when Anne is like, we're leaving at 6 to go to we need to be leaving here by 6 to go to grandfather's. You can visit your dad tomorrow or whatever. It's like, lady, do you know how to talk to your kid? Like if you just told Nate, go see your dad, grandfather will just be mad about it later. If given a choice, Nate will always do the one that will make grandfather mad, even if he doesn't mean to.
Back at the hospital, the wagons are circled and everyone argues for or against committing Serena. It seems like everyone except Dan wants to force her to the Austral Center. The argument is interrupted by a news story where they play Serena's 911 call. The doctor says Serena is ready for visitors, but first Lily says she wants to put the involuntary hold on Serena and force her to the Austral Center for recovery.
And here, when we have Dan, did anyone talk to Serena? Has anyone asked her what happened? Has anyone asked her what's going on? And Lily just being like, we need to just send her away. Just like she did with Eric, just like she has always done with all of the problems that she ever has. She can't buy it off, she'll send it away, which is kind of buying it off. And Dan just not having it. And I just thought that he was, and also you have Blair, who is worried about Serena, who also believes that this is a cry for help. That I really liked how we had Blair and Dan sort of being the devil and angel on Lily's shoulder to a degree, where Lily's listening more to Blair because that's what she wants, but she does have these two different voices of people close to Serena talking to her.
We go into Act 3. Eric and Lily visit Serena at the Austral Center. Serena is feeling very betrayed. Serena insists that she didn't try to hurt herself, but Eric is really worried about her.
I liked Eric here. How could you do this to me? Because I love you, and I'm worried about you. I'm worried about you, and I love you. That's why.
Although, I'm kind of disappointed that Eric didn't talk to her a little bit more.
I am too. I was too. Especially because when she's like, I didn't do this. And he was like, when I was here, I didn't want to be here either.
Yeah. Now Eric's gaslighting her.
Yeah, exactly. And so I felt kind of bad there. But I do feel like Eric wants to be there for his sister and didn't want to just lock her away, but also only knows what he knows from Lily.
Yeah. Nate and Dan share some bro time in the lobby and discuss Serena. Dan wants to believe Serena, but Nate is still feeling salty. Nate has to leave when he gets a text from his mom.
Yeah, not too much.
If anything, this shows you that Nate is probably not the right person for Serena.
Well, yeah, I mean, I also, once again, I like that Dan's like, sorry, I didn't tell you. And he's like, it's cool. But also the way that Nate is just like everyone else, like, no, this is a pattern. We've seen it. And this is how she draws people in. And I'm not going to let her do it to me. Ouch.
Jenny shows up at Juliet's apartment, who is playing dumb about the drugs. Jenny wants to admit what they did and tells Serena she is sorry. Juliet suggests that Serena needs the help Austral Center can provide, which temporarily stays Jenny's hand. As Jenny leaves, Juliet sends a pic of herself dressed as Serena, doing a line of coke.
It's her day off, Juliet. Let her alone. It's Gossip Girl's day off. And Jenny, it's funny how Juliet says, before you say anything, make sure you talk to me first. I am talking to you right now. I'm in your house telling you this. But Jenny instead is like, okay, come on, Jenny, have some backbone.
Dan visits a still despondent Serena to try to figure out what really happened. Serena tells Dan that the last thing she remembers was choosing him. Dan gets his stupid grin on his face and tells Serena to grab her stuff. It's time to blow this popsicle stand.
I believe her that she was there to see Dan.
Yeah, I do.
I really
I
believe
said that from the beginning.
But I also feel that if Nate were the one to come in and show her attention, that she would have said the same thing.
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly. Although I think the fact that Dan is the one that will believe her through thick and thin to the end is the reason why she chooses him.
Juliet calls Vanessa, who is also going to the Austral Center, to confess. Juliet attempts to dissuade her by saying that they may forgive Jenny because she's family, but they will never forgive Vanessa, and Dan will just use it as an excuse to go back to Serena. After hanging up, Juliet starts packing a suitcase.
First of all, too late. The driving her back to Serena thing, that's already done.
Yeah. Also, I like Dan and don't really like Vanessa, but at this point, why does she even care about him?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what? Go back to NYU and live your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, any of these people that are all.
Does
just
Dan have like a
shitty to
magic
you.
dick or something?
Maybe. I mean,
He is distractingly pretty in this episode,
yeah. Yeah. Him, for sure.
but still, have some self-respect.
Yeah. Well, especially like earlier on in the episode. And it's kudos to Jessica's acting when Dan and her are talking about Thanksgiving and she's giving these little looks of excitement when he talks about not wanting to be around Serena. But it's like everything that you have coming to you is your own fucking doing because you didn't just walk away and go to college. You're going home to your mom. You could have just chilled at the loft and gone to school, but you got jealous.
Yep. Chuck and Blair are talking in the lobby, and Blair is glad they can be there together to support Serena. Before Chuck can respond, they see Jenny walking across the lobby. Very ominous scene.
Yeah. And it feels like they're about to do something. But before they do something, she runs into...
So yeah, Jenny is too late though. When she goes to tell Rufus what the trio did to Serena, Rufus is being followed by Vanessa, who has already poisoned the well. Vanessa lied and pinned everything on Jenny. Rufus's self-righteous diatribe is interrupted by Lily, who announces that Serena is gone.
Yeah. But also, Vanessa, you
Dirty dog.
fucking asshole. And like it's not gonna come out. Like it's not gonna come around. And like they're going to still, because Vanessa told us this thing, we're gonna believe her over Jenny in the long run. What's your end game here, Vanessa? How do you really think this? Do you really think Dan, at the end of the day, when Jenny goes to him, is like, Dan, I swear on our fucking siblinghood that Vanessa was in on this. Who is Dan believing?
Plus, Jenny's smart. She'll find some way to prove it.
Right. Yeah. Jenny fucking hacked Serena's cell phone, for Christ's sake. Like, she'll get you, Vanessa. Or she'll just tell Blair.
Well, she didn't hack her phone. She just took her SIM card.
But let her have it. She did a cool workaround on in 2010. She did this.
Well, that was like the prime time for SIM cards.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
And I think that's why they probably stopped using it, because it was so easy to do that.
Yeah, probably.
We move into Act 4. Nate is at the prison to visit his father and is surprised when Anne shows up for the visit after all.
The second time in this series, and both were this season, that Nate gets some good parenting. And when she said to him, we made a lot of mistakes in our relationship, but one of them is not, but you were never one of them. And if my son is asking me to do this, then I owe it to him. Goddamn, Anne, finally doing something for your kid.
Rufus and Lily, take a look in the mirror, because you're getting out-parented by Anne and Allie.
Yeah. You're getting out-parented by Anne and Howie Archibald. Oof. I actually wasn't entirely mad at Rufus this episode for his parenting with Jenny, other than I'll get to my one big issue with it later.
Well, we already had that big yell at her and totally bought Vanessa's story and wouldn't even listen to her.
But then he has a conversation with her again after, I thought.
That hasn't come yet.
Right. He hasn't had that one, which I think... So, yes, he had the blowout one, but I think that the later conversation with her, I appreciate. So I'll get to that when he says it. But my bigger problem is actually even later than that, and I'll say it when we get there.
Dan and Serena are trying to figure out supplies from the meager pantry at the loft. It sounds like they are taking a trip out of the city together, where they leave to catch a bus. Lily and Blair are at the door to stop them.
Robin goes, so who's at that door? And as soon as it opened, and Blair and Lily were standing there. very predictable that somebody would be there, especially in how it was shot, but it was a good scene.
Outside, Jenny and Rufus are arguing about who was involved in the scheme, but at the end of the day, he isn't Vanessa or Juliet's father. Jenny is truly sorry that Serena got hurt for real, but they both agree that she should have never come back to the city, and Jenny walks away.
When Rufus says, I'm not here to argue how responsible you are, 1/3, 2/3, you're my kid and they're not.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't mad at that.
That part's fair.
Yeah. And I feel like he has every right to be upset with her in this moment for what transpired. That Jenny is saying, and granted, he shouldn't be listening to Vanessa over Jenny, but then when Jenny says, why are you taking her word over mine? He's basically like, I'm not. It doesn't matter if she's involved or not. It matters what my kid did, which I did appreciate that notion, that sentiment of like, I'm not saying she wasn't involved. I'm saying that I'm upset that you were. And Serena was, from everybody's point of view right now, including Jenny, Serena was very badly hurt by something that Jenny and Vanessa did. And so Rufus has every right to be upset about Serena's health scare that, by all evidence presented to him right now, is at least 33 1/3% his daughter. So I get the anger. The thing I didn't like was when she said I shouldn't have come back here. The answer is not, no, you're right. That's not what I'm saying. You shouldn't come back here and act like this is what you shouldn't do. And he's also not totally wrong, because if you're only coming back here to fuck with your stepsister, no, you shouldn't come back. You really shouldn't come back just to play Upper East Side games and try to get your stepsister embarrassed or shunned or whatever your goal was actually to do. Get all of her friends to hate her? What, you think that's going to end well? So I do feel like he had a right to be upset, and I do see his side, and I don't think it was as terrible as calling the cops on a fashion show or many of the other things. It's not the classic Rufus Jenny where he's not supporting the decisions that she's making for her life. It's not supporting her for being a fucking asshole to her sister. So I'm not as mad at him. And I'm still not at the part what I am mad about, but I'll tell you that later when we get there.
Back at the loft, Lily and Blair are insistent that Serena go back to the Off Center. Serena says she will only go back in a straitjacket and walks away. Dan tries to follow her and Blair into the bedroom, but is held back by Lily. Dan and Lily have a tete-a-tete on who knows Serena best, and Dan says she should have a real conversation with her daughter before deciding what's best for her. Lily admits she's afraid of what Serena will say about her.
This was a fucking tennis match. This is one of the best scenes Gossip Girl has ever fucking shot.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Dan just going at, because like, Dan's not afraid to stand up to Lily. We've always known this. He's established that a long time ago. He doesn't give a shit if a parent is coming at him. If he thinks he's right, he's going to go at them. And for her to, when Dan says to her, from what I understand, I've clocked more hours with her than you have.
Yeah.
Like, damn. And when Lily, and well, maybe I'm not looking in the mirror. And when Dan takes that accountability, yeah, maybe I do only see the best in your daughter, but I'm not trying to look in a mirror. I'm not the one who's afraid to have a conversation with her, and just lays into her. And then when he finally gets through, Lily's reaction, my God, Kelly, like, you had me.
Yeah.
You had me choked up. You had me feeling that all of the responsibility of motherhood that you've missed out on landing on your fucking head in that moment. When Dan finally hit you in the head with it, it was beautiful and one of my favorite scenes this show has done so far. And Penn, you're acting too.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was a tennis match and until Lily finally just smacked it home, but it was absolutely beautiful and excellent scene.
And I wonder if Kelly was kind of channeling some of her real world emotions. I think at this time was when she was going through her like custody battle.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And like her kids were off in Paris.
Oh, yeah. You can only imagine that you're now playing this character who's an absentee mom while you're away from your kids. Which I also contend the same with Matt, with Matt Settle, who at this point is, I believe it's the end of this season, he's divorced. So he's going through a bunch of his own shit while he has an infant daughter at home right now.
Yeah.
Or toddler, anyway.
In the bedroom, Blair and Serena are talking about their respective problems. Serena thinks she was drugged. However, just then, Gossip Girl ends her silence to send a blast with the photo that Juliet sent earlier. Serena and Blair come back to the dining room where we see Dan and Lily also reading the blast. Serena apologizes and says she wants to go back to the Ostroff Center. So she's even believing it now.
Yeah, because when she's saying to Blair, and Blair's like, that sounds, she's like, crazy? I know how this sounds, but this is what it has to be. And now she sees a picture of herself doing lines, and it's like, wow, what did I do? Like, I know I've had these times before. What did I do?
And this is what the blast said. Afternoon, Upper East Siders. Were your dinners as filling as mine was? Hope not, because I have some dessert for you with a sugar on top. It seems everyone's favorite party girl fell off the wagon and landed in rehab. Good luck getting a low handle on things, S. From the looks of it, you've got a lot to recover from.
I didn't catch the sugar on top in the original when I was listening. I didn't catch it until you just read it. So that's really clever. Because we don't often talk about the Gossip Girl things, her actual quotes. But the other thing with this is she was in rehab. She was at the Ostroff Center because they thought that she was trying to commit suicide. In this picture, she's out doing lines. So is she out doing drugs or is she trying to commit suicide?
Well, I mean, the news already said that she overdosed.
Right, yeah. It's just, yeah. Well, no, it is. But she overdosed. But if you're going to overdose doing lines, that doesn't really seem like a suicide is, I guess, what I'm getting at. I could be wrong. I mean, I guess,
Well, yeah, well, that's why no one else thinks it was suicide. That's just the people, that's just the family that thinks that.
Yeah. Everyone else just thinks the party
Gossip
Girl's
Girl's making,
problem.
she's talking about, Lizzie Lohan reference in there and
Yeah.
falling off the wagon.
Yeah.
They
got a low handle on things.
As we move into Act 5, Dan and Serena are sitting in his bedroom. Serena thanks Dan for believing in her, but looking at the photo and having no memory of it has gaslit her into believing she did go on a crazy bender. Dan says he will always believe in her, and the two share a chaste kiss before being interrupted by Eric, who says Lily is waiting downstairs.
Eric comes in and is like, you guys ready? I just wanted them to be like, can we just bang one out real quick before we go? Because
I didn't really get that sense there in that movie. Like I said, it was a very chaste kiss.
Yeah, it was.
Not to mention this was only a few months after Penn and Blake broke up.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's right. We're going to write you guys back together. Great. Thanks. I did like Penn here. I did like Dan when he's like, I'll never stop believing in you. Even if you did do this, I still believe in you.
Yeah.
So that's a good sentiment.
Dan and Penn were great this whole episode.
Yeah.
As Serena and Eric are leaving the loft, Rufus comes in and still angry, looking for Jenny. Dan apologizes for taking Serena from the Ostroff Center, and Rufus instantly forgives his male child and gives him a big happy hug.
There it is. There it is.
Yep.
That's the part I'm really mad about. Dad, I'm sorry. It's okay, son. Come here. I'll give you a big hug. Oh, it's okay. It's okay that you kidnapped somebody. It's okay. Come here. Bring it in, son. Now we're going to go try to find your sister that I chased off again. Then we went to find Jenny again.
Juliet is visiting Ben in prison and is gleefully explaining how successful the plan has gone. Ben is suddenly shocked that Juliet would go so far as to drug Serena. Juliet is rightfully surprised at his change of attitude now that she, too, lost everything.
Ben looked different here. Was he, like, clean-shaven or
I
something?
believe so, yeah.
Like, he just looked... He looked
They really
cleaner.
defanged him
Yeah.
from a few episodes when he was beating up someone's dad just to send a message to Juliet.
Yeah. Yeah, they beat up, but now it's like, wait, but you did what? Wait, no. I just wanted you to ruin her life and get her kicked out of college and get all of her friends to hate her and make the entire world think that she slept with a professor.
So, yeah, there's just... Yeah, it's clearly a shift to make Ben more empathetic.
Right.
Which...
I caught that. Oh, I caught that instantly.
I fear for what that entails.
No, I mean, it is all bad news because
I think you already predicted this at one point, what's going to happen.
He's going to eventually get out and find Serena. I can imagine that they're going to end up together at some point because that just makes sense. But like you said, they really defanged him here. And they just, I felt like even in how they did his makeup, how they did everything, they made him look like this soft victim character who's been pulling the strings to this whole thing the whole time.
Yeah.
And for Juliet to then be like, fuck you, deuces. Like, I've lost everything doing all of this, doing this whole plan for you, and now you're going to be mad at me for drugging her? Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like how is that the line?
Yeah, I totally got Juliet in that scene.
Yeah.
Chuck and Blair are in his limo. Blair is doing a Dan Humphrey impression and nervous rambling about everything she needs to do before leaving for Paris. Blair tries to take Chuck's hand, but he pulls away and says that she was right what she said last week. They need to be on their own for a while to figure out where to go from here.
Yeah, the way he was like, I was there for Serena. But again, I actually really liked this conversation too. How Chuck is like, you were right. We can't be together. I'm not upset that I got to see you today. It was great to spend time with you and get to be in your orbit, but we can't be friends. So I've got to go now. I thought it was great. And also, good. Blair, you should go find someone else by the end of this episode to partner up with for a little bit.
As Juliet is leaving, she bumps into Howie, who is bringing a tray back to sit with Nate and Anne for a Thanksgiving dinner at prison. Juliet tells the guard that she won't be back for a while.
I didn't get Juliet's bump in with Howie and her... I don't know what she was trying to communicate in her acting when she saw them.
So my read on it was that she does have real feelings for Nate.
So I kind of had that too, that it was, I'm sad that there's Nate.
Yeah.
There's the guy I had jumped, or there's the guy that got jumped because I dated Nate. And there's the family that I kind of wish I had. I kind of got all that, but you're also a sociopath. And I didn't think that was the best I've seen from Juliet. And I actually blame that more on writing than anything else, that I don't feel like there was a good communication there. But that's probably like my only thing in the episode that I was like, eh.
Jenny goes to see Juliet only to find her apartment cleaned out, all except Juliet's mask in the trash.
All except for the evidence. Also, kudos to Jenny when she knows that she's in trouble. She knows she's found out, and she could just go back to Hudson and forget all of this. She has an escape, and it would make family time tense, but she can get out of this and just leave. And instead, she's going to go confront Juliet. And kudos to Jenny for still trying to fix this.
And we move into the epilogue. Anne and Nate are talking outside the prison, and Anne is happy that she came and gave Howie a chance. Looks like they're going to be a happy family again.
Aw.
And once again, the lowest security prison ever. Because he goes out and is like, oh, I'm just going to run right back inside.
Just go back in and say goodnight to Dad. Well, and also, if you remember how Juliet's thing, it was just like, there was like a room that she was walking out with like a check-in desk and then a cafeteria of visitors there. And then she's like, oh, I got this visitor's pass I'm going to throw out. But like, it's just like, by the way they set it up, it's like a hallway that may have had metal detectors.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been hard to bake a file into a cake for your brother, Juliet.
Yeah. Rufus and Lily are alone with a huge Thanksgiving feast. Rufus admits that Jenny had a part in what happened to Serena. However, Lily says if anyone is to blame, it was her. Rufus suggests packing up some of this dinner and taking it over to the Ostroff Center. Lily gets a text and says she has to make one stop and that she will meet him there.
Now, here's the other thing with Rufus that upset me. So he does rightly point out that he and Lily are diametric opposites in parenting. And then he ends it with, and we both have daughters we can't control. Hey, Rufus, maybe don't try controlling her and try parenting her. Which, again, I'm not mad at his parenting now, but you had so many missed opportunities to have an amazing relationship with your daughter, who would right now probably be paying for that apartment in Brooklyn with her fashion shit.
Rufus, you fucked up.
You fucked up.
Jenny goes to the Waldorf penthouse and comes completely clean with Blair. Jenny wishes Blair luck in hunting down Juliet and says a final goodbye to Blair and the Upper East Side. Afterwards, Blair pulls out her phone to text Chuck, but thinks better of it.
Yeah, I liked this with Jenny going to Blair, laying it all out. You know, what would Thanksgiving be without Jenny Humphrey? I like that they had that moment of, and Jenny being like, you know, I like a game as much as anyone. Mm-hmm. Why would I be here? Why would I be here if I just to lie about this? Here's who you're after. Here's what you need to do. Thanks.
And I do like that her final scene is with Blair.
Yeah. Is this it? This
is it.
And then we never see this actor again. And yeah, it was a great ending for her. And I do too. I love that really brings that relationship full circle. That it is no longer animosity, that Jenny now is leaving sort of more on a positive note for coming clean and getting everything set in motion. So that's good.
Juliet is meeting with Lily, who hands her a check to stop leaking stories about Serena.
Was that $100,000? Was that $100,000?
I don't think it was that much because it was a monthly check.
Yeah, I know. But when I looked, I tried to, I didn't pause it, but I tried to just gaze, and I thought it looked like there was at least 5 zeros on it.
I thought it was 5,000.
Oh, that's it, Juliet?
I mean, monthly? That's a pretty good salary.
I mean, it is, but from the Vanderwoodsens, I'd go at least 5 figures.
Forever? Like perpetuity?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, set me up with a trust.
Yeah, at that point, they'll just take you out. They'll put you in prison just like your brother.
Yeah. Okay, Juliet, we will do that for you. Orchestrate a bus accident.
Nate is leaving the prison, and the guard says he was happy to finally see his mom there today, and that it will really help Howie's chances at parole. Nate is instantly suspicious.
Yeah. God damn it, Howie. God damn. And it's so funny because it seems so innocuous. Oh, yeah, he was really glad to see your mom. And yeah, he might be getting paroled, but it's like, fuck, Howie, you dick. Are you using your kid to get back with your wife to get out of prison early? Oh, God. Nate, you had 2 great parenting moments this season. Let's hang on to those, bud, because I feel like things might get worse for you.
Chuck is once again alone in his suite shooting pool. He gets a pie delivered from Blair, which causes him to smile.
Yeah, the note, just because we can't be friends doesn't mean we aren't. It was beautiful. He was happy about it. It was a great way to cap that off, too. It's the reminder that we can't be friends right now, but we love each other, and we are always connected.
Mm. Vanessa is walking alone and gets a text from Jenny letting her know that Blair knows everything. Vanessa calls her mom and lets her know she's coming home.
You fucking asshole. Like, every bit of this is your own fault. You could have, earlier in the episode, not listened to Juliet because you are fucking family to these people.
Yeah.
And you could have gone and been like, Jenny and I fucked up. We're sorry. Or you could have just not been super jealous of Serena and gone to class. So, Vanessa, you fucked up. Yeah, go home to your mom and commute to NYU from New England.
Vermont.
Yeah.
Go to New England where your mom can be horrible to you.
Yeah.
Shit all over you constantly.
Well, not constantly, because she's also going to ignore her a lot of the time, too. And choose her interests over her.
Lily shows up at the Ostrom Center where Rufus, Eric, and Serena are waiting with the probably now ice-cold Thanksgiving dinner. Serena is not very enthused, but is slightly enticed when Lily reveals that her one stop was to get diner fries.
The diner fries, and the Gossip Girl starting new traditions, because we've seen this at the end of the past. Was it every one of them, or is it just the first two? Were there diner fries at the end of the third one? First one, it was Blair at the diner with Lily and Eric and Serena.
I don't think there was ones in the third, maybe.
I don't remember how the third ended, but I do like that they had, because they've always been diner fries in the diner, so I like that.
Dan, alone in his loft, is surprised to see Blair opening his front door. She apologizes for not trusting Dan that there was something more going on. She knows that Dan loves Serena and uses that to recruit him to help her hunt down and get revenge on Juliet.
I'm so excited to have Dan and Blair paired up in a team up, an honest to God fucking team up.
Yep.
I'm so excited. I hope it ends with them making out. Do Penn and Leighton ever date?
Not publicly at all.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they also had a thing. I thought I had heard that at some point, but
yeah, I mean, that would have been kind of weird if he dated her after Blake.
Yeah.
That definitely would have been awkward.
Yeah.
But I think that Penn's definitely her type, judging by her husband.
Yeah. Completely.
I don't know if Leighton is Penn's type, though.
Oh, I don't know much about his wife.
Well, all three of his serious girlfriends, so Blake Lively, Zoe Kravitz, and now Domino, who he's married to, are very extrovert.
Oh, okay.
This is what, although they all definitely look very different from each other. So he doesn't have a physical type, but I think he's got a personality type.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, this is what Gossip Girl has to say to end the episode. During the holidays, we call customary patterns of behavior tradition. And like any pattern, once established, they are not easily broken. Sometimes we convince ourselves we can start new traditions, only to realize it wouldn't be a tradition if it changed. Other times, even things we never realized were traditions become one. But the best kinds of traditions are the ones that bring people together, even under the most unlikely circumstances. Come together right now. XOXO Gossip Girl. What is coming next?
I mean, Blair and Dan team up to find Juliet, get to the bottom of this. I love that. If they're teaming up, I can almost imagine a Nate Chuck team up, because both of them need something to do. So I would like to see, I can imagine also that this is going to be a non-judging breakfast club adventure in some way. I feel like Blair and Dan would rope in Nate and Chuck, but I feel like it'll be Blair and Dan as the focus with the other two doing other stuff. I predict that Vanessa is going to be out for a little while until she can clear her name or get some kind of reconciliation. She also tends to be written out for episodes at a time. Was she ever full cast?
No, she's the main cast. Yeah.
She's main cast, but she's just not in every episode.
Yeah.
And I see Howie getting out of jail. Howie's going to get out of jail, and it's going to seem great for Nathaniel at first, and it is going to be a shit show. And also at this point, Ben is going to be getting out of jail pretty soon, and I feel like there's going to be a Ben Serena team up at some point. And yeah, and I feel like because I feel like the thing that happened there, if I remember correctly, it was like an accusation, an alleged thing. Anyway, I think I foresee a Ben Serena something happening.
So I have homework for you and anyone else who's following along with us.
Okay.
One of the major storylines of the second half of the season here is inspired by the movie When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, okay.
So everyone go watch When Harry Met Sally, because that storyline starts next episode.
I've seen When Harry Met Sally a few times actually. It's actually one of those movies that Robin loves, and Robin isn't a movie person.
It's one of Penn's favorite movies.
I may have seen it in the theater. I may have. I of course, you know my stories with movies. I saw it at a extraordinarily inappropriately young age for that. It's not as bad.
There's nothing really that bad. I mean, it's more that you would probably find it boring as a kid.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff went over my head. The orgasm in the deli went over my head.
I forgot about that scene.
Yeah. Oh, that is like such a big scene in the movie. But yeah, it's because it's their.
Speaking of impression, Leighton does a very good Meg Ryan impression.
Oh, does she?
She definitely channels her in this storyline.
Oh, interesting. Which is also really interesting because I've often hated Meg Ryan. I've never really liked her much as an actress. I've always found her to be too Meg Ryan.
Okay.
I think I loved her in this. I loved her in When Harry Met Sally. I never found her to have a ton of range outside of Sally. I thought that Sleepless in Seattle really was the same, not the same movie, but a very similar one. Is Sleepless in Seattle the Affair to Remember ripoff?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because then there's also the You Got Mail, which was also, I didn't actually watch that one because it just felt like another Sleepless in Seattle When Harry Met Sally.
It is, but it's worth watching for how creepy it is.
That scans so hard.
Because it's Tom Hanks basically using his knowledge of talking to her online to make her fall in love with him.
Right. I think I might want to watch it just through that lens.
Also a young Dave Chappelle, isn't it?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
It's funny because back then I could see myself watching this movie and being like, this guy's got moves. It's just like,
he is slick. He is a player.
Yeah, but I mean, me in 2000, 2001, I could see me then being like, oh yeah, this guy's got game, and unironically thinking that. Now, of course, I'd be like, that's fucked up.
Okay, let's go ahead and get into segments.
Hello there, Peabody here. And this is the Wayback Machine for traveling through time. And this is my boy, Sherman. Speak, Sherman. Hello. Good boy.
This week in fandom, we jump in the Wayback Machine to travel to the fan forums from 2010. Overall impression, it was a great episode.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Steve's peeing. He peed his pants.
I'm just gonna say when the episode that dropped yesterday with Alice Callahan, when toward the end when I had to use the bathroom, and I actually ran all the way upstairs to the second floor of my house because I didn't want to pee 6 feet away from the microphone and catch the whole. Excuse me, special guest. Thank you so much for being here.
You could have just muted your mic.
Okay. Okay, you think when your bladder is that full, Leif.
There was a lot of pre-episode chatter about the DS kiss because it was showed in the promo trailer.
Oh, okay.
So they were excited about that. And they're also confused about Ben's sudden onset of morals.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually turned to Rob and was like, is that the same actor? I was so thrown. She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, it is. It was completely thrown. No, that crosses a line.
More love for Dan than usual.
Earned.
Yeah.
Hard-earned love.
And they're intrigued by the implications of the final scene.
Because of the implication.
Yes. And this is actually a direct quote from someone. As usual, Vanessa can go die in a fire.
What's so funny about Vanessa is that she used to just suck for being there, and then she decided to like actively participate in sucking.
Yeah.
I also once again really want to point out that none of this is a slight to the actor. I think Jessica, I never say her name right, Scholzer.
Not even close.
Not even close. I think that Jessica is phenomenal at portraying Vanessa. I think her acting is usually really good, just playing such a shit character.
Let's get into episode grades. Like I've been saying this whole time, great episode. Even the B storyline of the Nate storyline was actually good for once. So yeah, the directing was good. The acting was phenomenal, especially Penn and Kelly Rutherford. So yeah, I gave this an A.
Yeah. And we also had the whole gang together a few times. We had all of those things, those boxes that we love to check. I gave it an A as well. This is probably my favorite episode of this season, and I'd put it top 10.
Yeah,
easily,
definitely.
maybe top 5 episodes that we've done so far. I mean, Thanksgiving. All 4 of the Thanksgiving episodes might be 4 of the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good, and they make it meaningful.
Moving into Stockwatch, going up. For me, I had Dan. I had Eric for being a supportive brother, even though I wish he would have talked to Serena a little bit more. I had Jenny going up for coming clean and getting the right people on the case to get revenge.
Leaving on a high note.
Yeah. Juliet, because her plan succeeded and she's getting paid off for it. So, yeah, going up.
Mm-hmm.
Think it's going to come down, crashing down, but...
Yeah. It's not going to... You take it while you got it.
Howie going up because it seems like his plan's working. And I actually gave Serena an up because she went through a rough thing, but she's kind of dealing with it now and
taking accountability, even though she didn't do anything.
Yeah. So that's it for going up for me, though.
Yeah, I'm giving so the same Dan, Eric, Jenny for doing the right thing, leaving on a high note. Serena for getting her shit together or taking this accountability. Howie for having this scheme. Juliet for her scheme working out. I'm also giving it to Anne for having a moment of good parenting to Nate. It doesn't happen often, and Anne wasn't terrible, so I'm going to give it to Anne for this one. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. I was tempted kind of for Rufus, mostly because of Matt's acting, but then Rufus himself with the hugging Dan, the forgiving Dan, really made me mad.
Instantly.
Yeah.
So for me, going down, not a lot. I had Rufus going down because, he was just self-righteous and then instantly forgiving Dan.
Yeah.
And telling his daughter that good things she left. And
yeah, maybe you shouldn't have come back.
Yeah. I also had Ben going down because what the hell was that?
Yeah.
And I had Nate going down because he was kind of a dick about Serena, and it seems like he's getting schemed by his dad.
Yeah. Did you say Lily?
Nah. I kept her neutral because she did end the episode on a high note, I think.
Okay. I'm leaving Rufus neutral. I am giving Lily the down. Ben is going down for me. Nate is going down for me because he's getting played by his dad. But I'm leaving Rufus neutral, but I am going to send Lily down. I feel like she needs a hit to the ego. She got a big ego hit today that I think she needed and got knocked down a peg or two by Dan, and I think she needed that, and I'm going to take her stock away for it.
Yeah. Not too spoiler, but she's going to take some pretty big ego knocks in the future.
Well, good, because she needs them. Lily might be my favorite character on the show. Lily is, I think, the most consistent character on the show. And I feel like especially she has the most moral, she's the most consistent morality on the show. It's not a great morality, but it's consistent. It is, we don't let things bother us. We just let money solve the problems. And that is the Lily Van der Woodsen way. And she does mental gymnastics to justify it a lot of the time. And I love that about her character. So, but she needs to get knocked down here and there.
But here's the best outfits from the last episode we've seen.
On to best outfits. For me, fashion was not really stand out this episode. But since it's my last chance, I'm going to give it to Jenny for her little gray and white outfit with the gray thigh-high boots, the matching hot hippie rock bandage skirt, and the gray V-neck sweater and a gray plaid coat.
That's fair, yeah. Like you said, it hasn't been great fashion-wise this season. It's just been a little weaker. I'm assuming they just don't have the budget that they did before. But having said all that, I'm going to go with Chuck. I liked his suit better than I liked pretty much. There was a lot of subtle, cool fashion things, like Dan's leather jacket and Rufus's sweater looked nice. But I think the only thing that really stood out was Chuck's suit. So I'm going to go with that.
That is it for segments. Do you have anything you would like to plug this week?
I suggest people watch Wayward on Netflix. I don't know if I said that last week or not, but it's a show about the troubled teen industry from the early 2000s, and it's about a couple of girls who are put into a wayward teen facility. So, and what meanwhile a cop is investigating it. It's not based on a true story, but it's based on true scenarios check it out. It's a fun watch. And other than that, you can find me on TikTok or Instagram at steve.marchon, Marchion. You can also find me on Blue Sky at The Weed Wizard. And other than that, don't have any gigs or anything coming up. But in about a year, I'll be in a movie called Best of This, hopefully. We've been shooting, so.
Well, for me, I am going to recommend the show Californication because it is basically an AU version of Dan and Serena. In this version of their characters, Serena never comes back to New York. So because of that, Rufus and Lily never reconnect, and Lily just stays a cold, heartless tyrant. But then when Serena and Dan eventually meet after high school, and Serena gets pregnant, Lily cuts her off, and they move to California to adapt one of his books to a screenplay. But yeah, Hank and Karen are Dan and Serena almost to a T.
Oh, really? That's funny. I've never, is this your first time watching Californication? I've never actually watched it. I think I started it years ago, but only watched like one episode and then didn't get into it. Maybe I didn't. I think I'm thinking of a different show.
It's like a lot of Showtime shows where the first few seasons are really fucking good and it kind of falls off a cliff.
Yeah. Okay. That scans.
If you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram and on Blue Sky at Hot Capicola. That's HOTCAPICOLA. And if you want to follow the podcast, we're on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at Non-Judging Breakfast Pod. And if you would like to find links to our Discord server, our Patreon, or our subreddit, you can find them on our website, nonjudgingbreakfastpod.com.
And if you would like to get in touch with us, we'd love to hear what you have to say. Go ahead and send us an email at nonjudgingbreakfastpod@gmail.com and give us your thoughts. Let us know what you're thinking about the episode, and we'll share some of those insights here on the podcast. And if you could, while you're listening, please hit that like button and also hit the subscribe or follow or leave us a comment. It really helps with our visibility in Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And also, while you're at it, why don't you let your friends know what you're listening to? Give them the inside scoop of the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, spread our gossip around, and make us your water cooler talk.
And we will be back next week to talk about Season 4, Episode 11, The Townie. The episode description reads, Blair and Dan join forces to track down an MIA Juliet. Chuck begins to suspect Lily isn't telling him the full truth.
Nice. So it's Chuck and Lily, which I love their relationship. So that's really cool. I'm assuming that it's also Juliet related. So I'm hoping that that's the whole truth that she's not telling, that Chuck is in on this investigation. But I do love a Chuck-Lily team up. The Townie, is that from the Ben Affleck The Town? Is that what we're
with
thinking?
Blake Lively?
With Blake Lively. Oh, so another movie with one of their, yeah.
Well, until next time, you know you love us.
XOXO.
Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Oh, it seems I'm walking right to your door. My heart's still resting, looking for something more. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Never feels right when I'm out here on my own. I left last night and it feels like way too long. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Come back to me. Smile and you'll make my life complete. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with